Sup, nerds? So I took home this Fender Vintera 2 road-worn Tele the other day. Yeah, I didn't buy it. Your boy don't got it like that. Flipside Music in Denver's let me babysit this thing for a while. Shout out Flipside, homies slap. I feel attacked by this instrument. On one hand, completely fire. On the other hand, $15.99 for a Mexican-made guitar, sinful. I was like, is that a typo? Am I being punked right now? Where's Ashton? Where he at, little rascal? That being said, dude, I have owned custom shop guitars like $3,500 plus, and this is in the ballpark with those guitars. Internal conflict. How can something be criminally overpriced and an insanely great value at the same time? Well, let's unpack this modernly vintage beast and figure that out. By the way, I'm Zach. Welcome to AudiblyDumb. This is a mellow groove in E minor. Let's vibe, nerds. So at face value, this is not something I gravitate towards anymore. I'm of the somehow controversial opinion that modern building techniques are better than vintage ones. So why did I bring this dinosaur home? One word. The vibe is out of this world. Alright, so that was 7 words, but this thing's like a vibe factory, bro. I sometimes forget that even though I love modern music, modern consistency, and modern build qualities, they just don't ever seem to capture the feeling of instruments from yesteryear. My overall vibe is essentially this. Pick up any newer, more modern-built Tele like this, sir. And then pick up one of these grandpa rockers of doom, and you will feel that special feeling kind of immediately. Right now, I am holding an all-American-made vintage 1960s Telecaster that's been gently loved its entire life. It feels like it, looks like it, smells like it, tastes like it. What? And despite that being my initial take, that is not what this is. What it actually is somewhere in between two different takes. Check it, babes. Let's address the giraffe in the basement. This is a $1,600 made in Mexico Fender Telecaster. Now, I have played guitar for 13 years, and saying that price out loud for this guitar actually hurts my soul hole a little bit. My first USA Strat was $999, brand spanking new, and at the time, that felt like a down payment on a house. So when I think about this, I don't even want this guitar in my house. Make like my stepdad, Fender, go buy lotto tickets and never come back. Oh my god! Do you hear how squishy, crisp, and fire that neck pickup sounds? Oh. People talk shit about Tele neck pickups, but like, there is some sort of magical guitar wizardry that happens when you get a really good one. This is a really good one. I don't know if it's the underwound thing, the super thick cover on, I don't know what it is. When you put it all together and it's right, it slaps. Let's add some overdrive. That's the neck pickup. Get a little dirty rhythm thing going on. Put that same setting on the bridge pickup, boy. Woo! It's getting warm in here. Now I'm going to double down on the custom shop statement that I made earlier. If you just walked this up to me, handed it to me, and you were like, hey bro, this is a 1960s light relic custom shop Telecaster, I would be like, if that's your thing, that feels right. Starting at the headstock, that looks pretty period correct. You look at the tuning pegs, absolutely vintage. Pause. Regarding the tuners. Yeah, I've been struggling to keep this guy in tune, and I don't blame the instrument. Older guitars tend to highlight your shortcomings in general shittery, if you will, and to a certain extent, that's pretty badass. That being said, locking tuners and any other help that I can get, I'm a fan, because apparently it's necessary. But that whole thing is kind of the reason why different guitars can make you play in different ways. Like this neck, 7¼ inch radius, 21 vintage tall, frets all maple all day. They say it's a C-shaped neck, but it's definitely not the C-shaped neck that we all know and love today. It's thicker, it's got a lot more meat to it, and there's no compound radius here, so as you go up, it feels the exact same all the way across the neck. And that feeling is just so different from the majority of the Fender and Fender type guitars that you would go out and buy today. And I want to say that it makes me play slower like the musicians did at that point in time, but then I remember that Eric Johnson played Cliffs of Dover on like a 1954 Strat. That's such a healthy reminder that it's not the guitar, this is me. I'm garbage. Fuck me! Eric Johnson's the man. How he does what he does is insane. Woo! Now the back of the neck and the back of the headstock. Gorgeous finish, gorgeous checking, nice natural feeling general wear. Still has just a little bit of that vintage stickiness. And although I prefer a more modern, like satin feeling neck, this is part of the reason why the cost is what it is on this instrument. These differences are what make vintage collectors pay so much, and this guitar kind of gives you a little taste of that game. I hope my camera can pick up the back of the headstock so you can see some of the checking that I'm talking about. The finish on the back of the headstock matters exactly 0.5%. We shouldn't give a shit. But most of our heroes play guitars or played guitars that feel like this and look like this, and it's all part of that feeling, and only this type of guitar can give you that. And that carries right over to the body too. Thin nitrocellulose lacquer that's been kind of pre-checked and dinged just a little bit. From a little distance, you probably can't even tell. It's not enough for the guitar to have its own story, but it is enough for you not to really care about throwing it around. You've got little cracking and dings going all throughout the nitro body. You've got some general scuffing on the control plate. Even the bridge has just a little bit of artificial wear to it. Whole thing's a vibey vibe. Someone comes and punks you on stage, bro. Ba-bang right across the dome, dog. Do you even care? Nah, dog, it just adds some patina to your acts of shreddery. Throw on a snark, little light tuning, and bang, off you go to play Hendrix incorrectly. And by someone comes and punks you on stage, I mean your mom comes into your basement and yells at you, you nerd. So all in all, how do I feel about this thing? It awakens my inner boomer lawyer father. If you want a really solidly built vintage instrument, but you're not willing to pay the price of like the hand-built alternatives, this is the move. It's lightweight, the pickup sounds super sick. I have really had a lot of fun playing this guy. And although I can't keep it, maybe you can, dude. Serial number MX2509961. Kinda long. If you want this guitar, call Flipside Music in Denver, mention this channel, they will hook you up, bro. Disclaimer, I do not get paid for this. Flipside is just a dope local music store that hooks me up with gear to make videos with. Now go support a small business or I'll start crying. My name is Zach, this has been Audibly Dumb. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if I say something's cool, it's 'cause it fucking is.